Claude just released AgentView, a new feature. If you've been living in the terminal like I have, then you're going to want to see this, because this now finally allows us to do what we've always wanted to do, that we can have all of our sessions open and we can manage them in one place. And there's one crazy new feature as well that they just released, which makes this so much better, because now you can have Claude run autonomously, searching for one single goal and following that goal, iterating, updating, improving itself for, if you want, 24 hours, figuring out until it gets it done, until it actually gets it done. So in order to access it, you need to initially update your Claude. So you need to go type in Claude --update and let it do its thing. Once you've updated Claude, you can just type in anywhere Claude agents or run Claude agents, and it will give you this list. So list available sub-agents, explain Claude code to sub-agents, and so on. And you can now go and say, give me list available sub-agents. Now, to add one of your sessions to the agent view, you got to type in /bg, and then it will add this to your session. Now you can see I'm back in the terminal and I have this in my background session, and I can open up another Claude session and this goes on here. If I go back to Claude agents, it will now show me all of my different available views. All right, so Agent View is the new cool kid on the block. And the reason why it's so cool is because now you can see everything in one place. A lot of people have tried to build harnesses around this and a bunch of apps and tools, but as we could have probably predicted, is now Claude has that natively and internally. So let's go ahead and use it. So what about you come into Claude Code and you say, hey, I'd like to work on those MYA landing pages and stuff like that. Spin that up for me. And then you go ahead and you open another terminal and you say, okay, well, let's put in Claude here and let's say, hey, I'd like to work on that new nurture sequence that we wanted to put in place. And then we open up another window and we say, what about that LinkedIn content tool that we wanted to build? Can you find information on that? And let's continue building that. And maybe the last one would be, I wanted to do those Instagram carousel posts. Can you pull the information and references that we had on that? And then I want to continue building that agent that can automatically do Instagram carousel posts. All right, so this is probably a common day. You come in here, you do a bunch of things and tell it to go look for this and that. And now you need to go press enter and manage this. You don't know when's what's done. So come in Agent View. You end up here in this overall working face. This works wherever you're in the terminal. You can come in here and you can immediately jump into the session, or you can directly reply and see when it's done. So you can see what's going on, and you can then decide what decisions to make next. If one of your sessions doesn't show up yet in Agent View, you can just come in and say BG, and it will go add that sessions to your agents automatically. And now it is in there, and you can open up a new session. So if you skip back into another Claude session, you can see all of the sessions that I started, what's being worked on, what's completed, and what I need to do next. And then you can just skip into the session here, come back and continue working on what I wanted to do. Obviously, this is still in a research preview, so it's still a little bit buggy, but right now I'm kind of loving it because everything's in one place and I don't need to manage 20 different terminal sessions at once. The second cool feature in combination with Agent View is something that they just released, which is called goal. So now you can set a goal and say, hey, I want to set a goal. I want to create Instagram carousel posts from start to finish that are well working. I want to use a tool like ChatGPT Image Gen 2 or Google Nano Banana Pro over the Higgsfield MCP. And I want to research, for example, we could go grab the top 10 trending GitHub repos via the API. Then we can research information on each one and then create a slide for that. Create a good hook at the beginning with an image where we say, hey, here are the top 10 trending GitHub repos of today. And then we have some research on each slide, maybe an image or something like that. Maybe we can use something like Firecrawl to capture that if needed. So we have some actual information, or we could just go research everything, compile it, and then put that together in the image prompt when we're creating them. Make sure we have a same template so that it is always consistent with our brand. And at the end, the last slide will be follow, save this for later, and so on. Maybe we can add one of those slides in the middle as well. The beginning slide should be hook, and then there should be value, 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 and maybe save this for later, call to action, stuff like that. That would be the goal. Let's continue working on this until we have this goal final. At the end of this, when we have the carousel approved and everything, everything, I would like to automatically post it to Instagram via the Go High Level API MCP, something like that. We already have that set up as well. All right, so now we can set a goal. Obviously, when you're setting a goal, you want to make sure that your prompt is as thorough as possible. Now in this case, I just voice prompted this, so I don't know how good this is going to be. This is my first time using this right now, but you want to make sure that your prompts are really good, because now what it's going to do, it's going to continue working on this and optimizing until it hits this goal. So we can see here we have the Instagram carousel post agent, and it's now thinking. So I'm gonna let this run on a big goal or two for the next 24 hours, and I'm gonna update on the progress, if this is actually useful to go after big things, what its limitations are, and how we can all benefit from it. However, it's probably safe to say that most of these AI models are going to be in a place where they can run more or less autonomously, and we won't need to be clicking enter all day anymore. Thank God. If you like this content, subscribe, give this channel a like, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next or what you're currently building.